You know, the great thing about Long Beach is we have so many stellar, amazing people that keep this city at the top. Yeah, not you, Rick. Sorry, buddy. I'm not talking about you. We have so many amazing people that help to keep this city and their athletic programs at the forefront of everything. In the last Olympics that were held, if Long Beach was a country, we would have had the most athletes out of all the countries, which was pretty impressive compared to, we're not the largest city in the world, but we certainly have a lot of athletes. But the person I'm going to bring up right now, Jenny Hilt-Costello, I didn't botch that name up, thank God it wasn't some dead coach. But that's another thing. You weren't here for that meeting, that was a terrible disaster. That was 2 more drinks, thank God I didn't do that. Anyway, Jenny Hilt-Costello, I personally know. And besides her personally, she is an amazing, strong woman who has had her own personal journeys in life. But in addition to that, she has ran the most successful program in college women's tennis, I think, in the country, but I want to say certainly on the West Coast. And I will tell you that it really is pretty cool to have such a successful program here in Long Beach State, because we know there's many other local programs that have a lot more money and a lot more support that do not have the success that she has. So without further ado, Jenny Hilt-Costello.
Thank you, Ben, for such a nice introduction. And thank you for having me here tonight. It's a pleasure speaking with a group who has such a long history of helping athletics in the city of Long Beach, so I'm really thrilled to be here. I didn't really prepare anything formal for you guys. So first and foremost, I put some scheduled posters out on the table for you, courtesy of our Booster Club president, who's hiding back here, who happens to be my husband. But I had a question with that, with our schedule there. Wonder if anybody can raise their hand if you've been to a tennis match at Long Beach State. All right. Few more hands than I thought. Those of you who didn't raise your hand, take the poster and please come out and support us this year. I think you will be pleasantly surprised with the level of tennis that we're playing out at our courts. So moving on, I've been now with the program. I'm in my 22nd season with the Beach. And in 22 years, we've won 14 Big West titles.
Yeah, man.
And I will tell you, every single one of those titles was hard work. Was a lot of hard work. And a couple of the coaches that are sitting in here with me know what it takes to come home with that conference title. But I think at some point after you win 14 titles in 15 years, people begin to think it's easy and it becomes expected. Because when we didn't bring home a title in 17, I can't tell you how many people at the baseball games came up to me, "What happened, coach? What's going on? What's the problem?" And I just had to say, you know, we had a down year. And we've had 2 down years. 17 and 18 weren't our strongest seasons. But I'm really excited about the group of girls that we have this year. It's a very young crew. We have 1 junior, 3 sophomores, and 4 freshmen on our squad this year. And I will tell you, our starting lineup, we play 3 doubles matches. If you don't know what a college dual match is, we play 3 doubles matches followed by 6 singles matches. Whoever wins 2 out of 3 of the doubles matches gets 1 point. And then each of the singles matches is worth 1. So there's a total of 7 points to be won. The team that wins 4 points first clinches the dual match. So of our starting positions, generally there are 6 starters. Maybe we'll have 7 occasionally if you have a double specialist or a single specialist. Currently, right now, 6 of our 8 are starters. They play both doubles and singles. And of those 6 starters, all four of our freshmen are in the starting lineup. So 4 of our 6 are freshmen. So really happy with this recruiting class. I would say I had a couple of hiccups with my recruits the last couple of years. that turnover and change and culture can lead to having some down years, which we had, but this group is working hard. Like I said, we have 4 freshmen who bumped 2 returning starters out of the lineup. So basically that means that we're definitely a better team than we were last year. We're off to a 4-0 start right now. And this weekend we travel to San Francisco to play University of San Francisco and St. Mary's. So we're hoping to maybe come home 6-0 as well. So that's kind of where we're at right now. And I didn't really have anything else. And I thought I'd open it up to any questions that anybody has about our team or our program. Oh, yep.
Yeah, you do a lot of recruiting outside of the country. How many of your teams are, how many of your players are?
We have 7 of 8 players on our team right now are international, and there's some reasoning to that. I will tell you, if you look at the top, probably 60% of college tennis, it's going to include a high number of international student athletes. That's just kind of the makeup of tennis. Given our situation, where we have in-state funding and we don't have out-of-state funding, we cannot really recruit out-of-state players, but there is a program at Long Beach State where with the international students, if you bring in a student with very high-level grades, they will translate them into an in-state student athlete for you money-wise. So our recruiting strategy right now is in-state and international because that's basically where our funding is at. And if the question is, well, how come you don't have more California girls, Jenny? There's probably 30 girls each year in California that could make our current lineup, and that's a tough pull when 20 of those 30 want to get out of California. They just have eyes on the SEC, ACC, or Big Ten schools, and the other 10 don't want to stay in Southern California unless they're at SC, UCLA, or Pepperdine. So it's become a little bit of a tough sell for us, but we do have one girl, we call her our international, she's from Santa Clarita. So we are always looking for California kids who want to be at the beach. You know, I want players where this is their first choice, their heart is going to be here, and we have found that right now with the international kids. They want to come, they want to be here, everything looks great because we've got good academics, good athletics, and we're in a great location, so it's an easy sell on the international side.
So I know there's like blue chip players, 5-star players. Do you get a lot of those blue chip players from the United States, or?
No. I'm going to be totally honest with you, no.
You try to get them?
I will tell you, I try, but I have a hard time even getting a return phone call.
Really?
So,
how about 5-star?
I have one, my young lady from Santa Clarita, I would say when she came in as a freshman, she was a high 4-star,
okay,
bordering on a 5-star.
So
yeah.
you can have it.
So we really look for players that have the game that can develop. And I would say with our freshmen right now, we're seeing such a huge learning curve from them. So you're looking for that diamond in the rough, the player that has that potential but maybe hasn't had the right coaching, where we can bring them in. We spend a lot of individual hitting hours with them, so we're looking for those players that really have, you know, a high ceiling, and we as coaches are going to help them get there.
Coach, you said your last couple of years you're having a little difficulty in the Big West. What's it look like this year?
I'm very optimistic. Like I said, we are young. I mean, I know that was a Pete Manarino statement all the time when he was here for softball, but we are young, and I think if we can get over a certain threshold with this team, we're definitely, I think, in the top 4 of the Big West, and I think we can make a run for it. Our major competition right now is Hawaii and Santa Barbara. They've got a lot of funding coming their way right now. They've got cost of attendance on top of the scholarship, and I don't know if people are familiar with that. The NCAA has put out now where, in addition to a full scholarship, because we are actually a head count sport, so we're a full scholarship sport. If we're not giving a full ride, the kids are not committing to us. Tennis, that is a head count. So NCAA has now put into place where you can now just give them cash on top of a full scholarship. So Hawaii and Santa Barbara are giving that level. So it's yeah.
How much?
I'm not that sure about Santa Barbara, but I've heard from other coaches that Hawaii is giving $6,000 per year additional on top of their full ride.
Can you get to that point? Do you think Long Beach State
Well, it's, you know what, I think Andy Fee is a great man to have in charge, and I think as we all, you know, coaches are always charged with a lot of fundraising. That's just part of being a mid-major, and I think as we move forward, there'll be some innovative ideas, and hopefully, I'm hopeful that, yeah, as we move forward in the next few years, that we'll get to that place. Yeah.
Cool.
I asked Andy the question, I know from the water polo wise, funding wise, is the tennis program fully funded, or in terms of scholarship costs? So I know speaking with Gavin, he the first few years he's getting turned down by players because all of a sudden he realized the stipend that he's allowed to give out isn't actually an NCAA maximum. So are you at least at the NCAA max scholarship stipend wise, or?
No, I don't. I'm not sure there is any sports at Long Beach State that is. I'm not sure.
I've asked the track guys too.
Yeah, no, and honestly, I mean, I think we are doing, every coach at Long Beach State is doing so much with so little. I mean, tennis, and I'm sure other sports are feeling too. We have not had a budget increase since 2001. So I'm dealing with budget costs and increase, and I haven't had a bump since 2001, so in 18 years. And we're fundraising, we're doing everything we can, and I think I've got a great team lined up for this year. But it is a tricky proposition. You have to get kids who are coming here who don't just have dollar signs in their eyes. You know, they want to come here for the right reason. They want to work hard at their tennis. They want a great degree. And in large part, there are a lot of kids who want to come here because it's a great location. So we really do have that in our back pocket, recruiting-wise. So, and I'm lucky. I've got a group of girls right now who are working hard, and that cost of attendance, some of their friends may be getting it, but I haven't heard them complaining. They're happy, they're working hard, and that's all I can ask for. Yeah, that's all I can ask for. Yeah.
Jenny, this might be a naive question, but when you bump a couple of returning starters out, is that based on matches against the incoming freshmen, or is that also, or is it discretionary of the coach as far as the potential of the younger players that have come in?
Yeah, you know what you're talking about. It's all of the above. You know, it's also how they handle match situations. You know, and we're only 4 matches in, but we're watching each match. We had a tournament in January, and it's how are they working every day in practice. You know, how are they looking at match play in practice, and then in particular, how do they handle those tight situations when we get into match play? And that really is where 2 of our returners got bumped out. They weren't handling the tight situations real well, and the freshmen were going after it, and a little bit maybe of a slightly bigger upside with their games, where we can really see them growing and developing. In fact, in this room, and it doesn't leave this room if you see any of the players, I would anticipate that our 4 freshmen from this year will be playing 1, 2, 3, 4 for us next year in the roster. I just see them developing at such a fast pace, and they're going to be the top 4 leading the team forward.
I understand your comment about the international player and having. My daughter played at UNLV years ago. She was the only American kid on the team. Everybody else was from Sweden because of the scope. Ola Malmquist, you may remember Ola.
Oh yes, absolutely.
He had a pipeline from Sweden.
Yep.
And so it is tough to compete against that. It's kind of too bad in my mind that a lot of more American kids don't get that opportunity. Just a comment, not in a right thing. But my real question is about the recruitment. You're right, we got the great community when we look out here. But a big part of recruitment is also facilities. So are your facilities at the standards you want, or
yeah?
Is there more to
actually, I would say
you got coaching rooms and locker rooms for both teams and everything? Or?
Well, no, we don't have any locker rooms. We don't have a big meeting area, you know. But I love our facility. It's fantastic. We've got 12 courts. We've got a building there where we have a team room and we have storage area. And Les and Cindy Robbins, I gratefully thank them. They donated for us to get a scoreboard, which really makes it feel like a collegiate facility. And for us, and for the people who come out and support us, our boosters, it's actually quite an intimate facility. And the way it's set up, they can get close to the matches. They can get right up with the girls and cheer them on. So. Is it a big stadium? Do we have a big team room with big screen TVs and couches and those who don't? No, but it fits us. And I think we have one of the best facilities in the Big West, and I can definitely recruit in my